guys, welcome back to the channel, Nae's Pink Bookshelf. My name is Nae Denise for those of you who are new to the channel or who just happen to stumble across this video, and I am back for part 2 of my December book haul. Again, if you haven't seen part 1, just click the eye on the screen to go watch part 1. I share with you guys all of the review books and arcs that were sent to me for the month of December, but we're going to dive into my purchases, and I have some good purchases. And the first book I'm going to share with you guys is one that I picked up from Rite Aid, and that is going to be Frost and Flame by Gena Showalter. This is the second book in the Gods of War. I did pick up the first one, Shadow and Ice, earlier this year from Rite Aid, of course, so I saw the sequel and I had to get it, and I don't know much about it, but I know that it's paranormal romance and I'm here for that, so yes. Okay, so then moving on to the library. So I went to my local library, had to take some books back, and then I picked up some books. My local library sells books for 25 cents, 50 cents, and $1. Mass markets are 25. Regular paperbacks are 50 cents, and then hardcovers are $1. So I picked up 4 mass market paperbacks. The first 3 all go together. They are one book broken into 3 parts, I think, because it says book 1 in the 3-part saga. I don't know. I'm actually going to assume that this is a trilogy. Not really sure. Don't know much about it. Didn't even look it up, you guys, before this video. I'm just going to show you guys. But it is science fiction, and it's book 1 in the Carrol Empire. So this is Dream Dancer by Jeanette Morris. We then have the Cruiser Dreams, which is book 2. And then book 3 is going to be Earth Dreams. Again, I don't know anything about this, so I'm going to leave links down below. But first of all, this cover is, it looks crazy. You can definitely tell this is old, like real old school. What year was this written? June 1982. So yeah, real old school with their covers. But it's a sci-fi kind of series, so I want to see what I think about it and dive into this. The last mass market paperback I picked up was one that I really wasn't going to get because I told myself I was not going to buy the physical copies, but I saw it and I said, why not? It was only 25 cents. So, A Clash of Kings by George R.R. Martin. This is book 2, I believe, in the Game of Thrones. Don't quote me on that. I'm not really 100% sure. Yes, this is book 2 in the Game of Thrones series. Is it the Song of Fire and Ice saga? Yeah, excuse me. I call it Game of Thrones, but it's Song of Fire and Ice saga. So this is book 2. I have not read any of them. I've seen like 2 episodes of the first season. Then I tried to get into the graphic novels. Couldn't do it. So we're going to try to go with the OG book format. I do own them all on ebook, but I saw this there and I said, why not get it? So yeah, I'm gonna try to get my hands on the first book and see if I like it. Hopefully I do, but all I know is that this is historical fiction with a little bit of fantasy. Like, it's fantasy, but I know that. But I'm saying historical fiction because I know this is set in like a different time. It doesn't say the time, but I don't know much about Game of Thrones. Not even gonna lie, I don't know what the hype is. I've tried it, so if someone could explain, like, give me Game of Thrones for dummies, it would help me so much because I'm so like far lost. But I know that this is a sequel, so we have Clash of Kings, and I'm gonna try to dive into this series this year, coming, hopefully. Okay, then I picked up 2 middle grade books. So this first one is called Jinx by Sage Blackwood, and it just had a pretty nice, creepy looking cover. So we have that. I don't know what this is, but it deals with magic. He's a wizard. Okay, so it deals with magicians and wizards. Middle grade fantasy, and we're gonna keep it at that because I have a lot of books and I don't want to read the synopsis for all of these, which is probably what happened in the part 1. I read the synopsis to all those books, which I shouldn't have. So this is a middle grade fantasy that deals with the magicians and wizards. That's all that matters. Next, I have a sort of middle grade classic. It says Junior Classics for Young Readers, and this is going to be Alice Adventures in Wonderland by Lewis Carroll. I have never read the original Alice in Wonderland, like, ever. So I figured I would read this and then actually go to Barnes & Nobles and get one of their classic editions and then read that. I do want to get into all of the classic sort of fairy tales and stories that I've heard of as a child, such as like Alice in Wonderland and Peter Pan, and definitely want to read the Sherlock Holmes originals. Oh, I love me some Sherlock Holmes. So we have this. Next book I picked up is biblical fiction, and I was so excited to find this because I actually have the sequel that I picked up previously from my library. So this is book 1 in the Canaan trilogy, and this one is called Sarah from Marek Halter, and this is about Sarah, who was the wife of Abraham. Pretty much gonna leave it at that. If you don't know who I'm talking about, read the book of Genesis in the Bible. Yes, but I do have the sequel, which is here, and this one is Zipporah, the Wife of Moses, and this is book 2 to this one. So now I have both, and I'm super excited for that. I picked up another sort of classic from the library because I needed to round out my books. So I got the Kite Runner, by Khalid Hosseini. And I have read this before in high school. I have read the graphic novel and enjoyed it, but I don't remember much about the actual book, so I figured I would pick it up and reread it, and just get back into reading those sort of classics that I remember from high school that I probably would enjoy a lot more nowadays. So yeah, the Kite Runner. Next book I got is a fantasy. This is something I had no idea what it was, but I picked it up because I had, again, to round off on my purchase, because if you do, I think, 4 paperbacks you pay $1. If you do 4 like small mass markets, they have bundles, so the librarian was trying to get me to round it out, so I just snatched this one up just because I looked up on Goodreads. It looked like it was good. It's fantasy. It says The Sorcerer's Plague, book 1, In the Blood of the Southlands, and this is by David B. Coe. I don't know much about it, but it's fantasy, and it was there on the shelf, and it was hardcover, so I picked it up. Yep, pretty much. Sorcerers, fantasy, magic. So that's, I mean, yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm not even gonna attempt to pronounce these names, so I'll just leave the link to Goodreads down below for you guys to check out. Goodreads links will be all down below because like I said, I'm not gonna read all these synopsises, and this one was just a purchase because I needed to round off my purchase. So yeah. Okay, the last 2 books are by the same author, Mark Morris, and they're part of the Obsidian Hearts. And I actually picked up the first book at my local library a while ago, which is The Wolves of London. Did I get this? Actually, no, I picked this one up from Dollar Tree. That's where I got it from. So I picked up book 1 from Dollar Tree, and what I remember is that this is dark fantasy with a little bit of horror aspects to it. Something with the underworld and vampires, I think. Underworld, ex-cons, yeah, I think vampires and wolves and assassins. It just sounded epic, so I found the other 2 books to the trilogy at my local library. So this one is the second book, and it's called The Society of Blood, which sounds crazy. Yes, yeah, and it takes place in Victorian London. And then this one is The Wraiths of War, which is book 3. And oh, that's interesting. Now that I'm looking at it, it says crime, fantasy, time travel, horror blended seamlessly in a fascinating, fast-paced piece of dark fiction. So it seems to be that this person is traveling through time, because this one takes place with the London crime underworld in the first book. The second book is in Victorian London, and then the third book is during the First World War. So excuse me. So that sounds epic and really interesting, and I'm interested to see how this goes. I mean, fantasy, werewolves, vampires, I'm here for it. Don't know if that's really involved, but it sounds epic, so now I have the entire trilogy to read it. Hopefully I like it. Okay, so then the next 3 books I picked up from my son's school book sale. They have the Scholastic, book club book sale that they have at his school pretty much every month. So I picked up 3 books for myself because of why not. So the first 2 books are going to be from L.L. McKinney, and I've been wanting to read these for a long time. And I wanted them on my shelf. They sound really epic, and I love me some Alice in Wonderland. So I got A Blade So Black by L.L. McKinney, which is book 1 in the Nightmareverse, I believe it is called, the Nightmareverse trilogy. So we have that, and this cover is stunning, you guys. Can't wait to dive into this. Then I also had to pick up the sequel, which is A Dream So Dark, because why not? She's on fleek, period. On fleek in this. And I like that jacket and them boots with that sword. Just saying. So I've heard people rave about it here and there, so I'm excited to dive into this trilogy. I can't wait for book 3 to come out so that I can grab it, but we have this. And if I didn't mention, this is a Alice in Wonderland retelling from what I remember, but I don't know much. Like I said, links will be down below for Goodreads. Following that, I picked up a book that I honestly didn't care for, but there's a purpose to why I purchased it, because I'm going to reread it and give this book another go, because I do love this author, and I love her first series so much. So, Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor. I had mixed feelings about this book. I think I gave it a 3.5 star rating. I enjoyed Laszlo, but I felt like it was very different from her previous writing. I don't know, maybe because I was just caught up with her first trilogy Daughter of Smoke and Bone, I just didn't really give this a full fair shot. So I decided to get the physical copy. They had it at his on the Scholastic site. So I picked it up, and I was glad to find this cover because this cover is stunning. And I'm okay with it being like paperback. I don't mind it at all. So we have that. Then I got 3 books from Barnes & Noble. So because I picked up Strange the Dreamer from my son's book sale, I decided to pick up Muse of Nightmares from Barnes & Noble. And I actually did enjoy Muse of Nightmares a lot more. I think I gave it 4.5 star or 5 star. I can't remember. Correct rating will be on the screen. But I did enjoy the second book a lot more. So I decided to pick it up. So now I have both the books to read. Here we go. Yes. And I had to have it because I have her Daughter of Smoke and Bone trilogy right there. I just need to buy Night of Cakes and Puppets, I believe it is, which is the novella to that. And then I will have all of her books. I also have her other one. What is it called? Lips Touch 3 Times. I don't know where the book is on my shelf, but Lips Touch 3 Times. Enjoyed that one from her as well. But I love Laini Taylor's writing. I just need to read her first books that she wrote. There are 2 books that she wrote. I can't remember what they're called, but I need to read those. But I love her writing so much. So we got the duology. Okay. The next book I picked up, I needed because I have the other 2 books here, which is A Darker Shade of Magic and A Gathering of Shadows. So I needed the last book, and I read the trilogy, loved it, and that's going to be A Conjuring of Light by B.E. Schwab. We love Holland. I mean, I don't love Holland. I still have mixed feelings about Holland, but I enjoy him. We love Emery. I think that's his name, right? Emery? Yeah, we love Emery, which is Alucard. Alucard? I don't know how you say his name, so I'm going to say Emery. We love Ree, or Rye. I don't know how to say it, so is it Rye? Someone tell me. The Prince. Yes, we like him. We love Lila. We love Kel. Like, come on. So, we had to have it. And I just... the images inside of this book, I needed to have it so bad. So, I did it. Picked it up. Now I'm complete and I'm happy. And I can reread, binge read, and annotate because I read them on ebook originally before I got physical copies. So, I got this. And if you guys don't know what this is the 3rd book in the Darker Shade of Magic trilogy. I don't even know if that's the right name for the trilogy. If it's not, it'll be on the screen. Don't know. But it's fantasy. It deals with 4 different alternative Londons: red, white, gray, and black. And they all have varying levels of magic, from having a high level of magic to no magic. So epic. Loved it. Had to have it. Next, we have a sequel to a book that I enjoyed, and that's going to be Children of Virtue and Vengeance. And we needed this. This is the sequel to Children of Blood and Bone. This is the 2nd book in the Orisha, I think it is, the Orisha trilogy. Don't quote me on how you say that. But I haven't read it yet. A lot of people have read it and enjoyed it. A lot of people complain about Enon. I will say this seems to be smaller than the first book. I did paint my edges in black. This is a Barnes & Noble's exclusive edition because I wanted the full color art in the back, because I have the matte from the first one, which is also a Barnes & Noble's exclusive edition. But we have it. I have it on my shelf. It's going to get read. Don't know when, but we're going to read it in 2020. Okay, so then I went to Amazon and picked up 2 books from the Amazon Marketplace because I really, really wanted these. And there's still a few other books that I want to get. But we're going to wait on those. But I got A River of Royal Blood by Amanda Joy. I saw, oh my god, I can't remember her name, but I will leave a link. Click the eye above to go to her channel. But she raved about this book. Honestly, can't remember her name, and I so apologize about that. But she raved about this book, and I just had to get it. I love the cover. I love that it is African-based, you know, and I just thought it was awesome. So, I mean, I'm here for it. Some people don't care for this book. Some people do. But I only paid $3 for my copy on the Amazon Market Spot. So, yes, we have this. And it's just, it's Black Girl Magic. Black Girl Fantasy. That's all I needed. That is all I needed. So, I got it. Okay. Next book is another one, like I said, off of the Amazon Marketplace. And that's going to be Kingdom of Souls by Rena Barron. I think that's how you say that name. Rena or Rena? Don't know. Tell me if I'm saying it right or wrong. But I've heard many people rave about this. This is, again, African-based fantasy. And it deals with witch doctors and demons. And, ooh, I can't wait to read this book. It is a little thick one. I'm thinking about doing the edges on this green. Let me know. Thinking green. Let's see. Let me see what the, I really think I want to do green. For some reason. Green edges? Maybe so. Because the spine has gold, so we might do green, but I love Booksnake on the back, and we all know what Book Snake is, because Book Snake has been on a lot of books this year. So, yeah, but we have this. Alright, and the last set of books I was so stoked about. So I went on eBay, because I normally do go to eBay sometimes to get books as well. And I decided to go back to finishing up a series that I actually enjoyed. I gave the first 5 books in this series a 5-star. And the novella, I think I gave like a 3.5. But I enjoyed the first 5 books to no end. And then book 6 came out, never got to it. And then book 7 was released, and I was like, I'm gonna read it. Never read it. And I was reading this series with one of my sisters from church. But I'm excited to have won this. So this was up on eBay for $25. $10 shipping, so about $30. Which I don't think is bad, because I got 6 of the 8 books. And they look like they're in perfect condition. And I was so stoked to have received them. So I'm going to try to pick it up. But I'm so excited. And at first I wanted to get them all in hardcover. But I said it really doesn't matter. I prefer paperback. Though hardcover makes it easier to annotate. But I just like paperbacks because they fit on the shelves perfectly fine. But Throne of Glass now. Of Sarah J. Maas's work, I still prefer ACOTAR. As much as ACOTAR is trash, I am trash for it because it is amazing. I love the romance in it. We love Rhysand. Okay, we do. We're gonna move on. Okay, so back to Throne of Glass. I did start off with Selena in the Throne of Glass series, and when she came out with ACOTAR, I completely switched over to ACOTAR, and I think that's why I stopped reading books 6 and 7, because I was so caught up with ACOTAR. But I decided to reread them over and really fully enjoy it again. So I got this set, and I just now need to get the last 2 books, which I'll probably also get off of eBay as well. Like I said, so we have the Assassin's Blade, which is the bind-up novella. I think it's 4 novellas in here. If I'm not mistaken, I gave it like 3.5 stars. I really didn't care for it, but it's a part of the collection, so why not have it, right? Right, so we have this. Then we have good old Throne of Glass, which I think these covers are nice. A lot of people prefer the UK covers, which I do agree UK covers are nice, but I also like these covers because they're like colored. I don't know. They're really pretty. So, Throne of Glass, this one is, oh, there's never before extra scenes in here. Alright. I'm excited, you guys, to, like, dive back into this world. But we have this. And, if you guys don't know what Throne of Glass is, I ain't gonna explain it, because I'm not gonna do a great job. But, it's awesome. And I'll leave a link down below where you can go to Goodreads and, check that out. Yes, I'm terrible at this, and I'm really tired right now, so sorry, you guys. I'm gonna get better at this booktubing thing, but I'll read the synopsis real quick for you guys. So it says, 2 men love her, the whole land fears her, only she can save them all. In a world without magic, an assassin is summoned to the castle. She comes not to kill the vicious king who rules from his throne of glass, but to win her freedom. If she defeats 23 killers, thieves, and warriors in a competition, she will be released from the prison to serve as a king's champion. Her name is Selena Sardothian, and I always say her name wrong. The crown prince will provoke her, the captain of the guard will protect her, and a princess from a faraway land will befriend her. But something evil dwells in the castle, and it's here to kill. When her competitors start dying one by one, Selena's fight for freedom becomes a fight for survival, and a desperate quest to root out the evil before it destroys her world. And I always rooted for Selena and I think Dorian. Is his name Dorian? I don't know why I'm thinking that his name is Dorian. I know the captain's name is Kale, and Kale can go kick rocks. But the prince, OMG. Is it Dorian or was it Rowan? Yes, Dorian. I was right. So I'm not crazy. I do remember. See, it's been years. This came out. What year did this book come out, you guys? Because that's how long it's been. It came out 2012. So it's been, like I said, years since I read the series. So yes, it's epic. Assassins, magic, princesses, secret labs. It's gritty. It's awesome. Cute romances. I loved it all the way. So literally, the books I'm about to show you, they all got 5 stars across the board for me. So that's how good it was. But we have Throne of Glass, which is book 1. Crown of Midnight, which is book 2. Air of Fire, which is book 3. Queen of Shadows, which is book 4. And book 5, I actually ended up with the hardcover of it because that's what she had. She had the paperbacks and one hardcover, and then we have Empire of Storms. So I'm stoked to literally like own it now. Like, you guys don't understand how excited I am. I do just now have to buy Tower of Dawn and Kingdom of Ash, but I can get those off of Amazon. I've seen them really cheap on Amazon, so I might pick them up. But I don't know, I think I'm a little afraid to finish the series because I gave it a 5 stars across the board, and I've heard that book 6, I think what stopped me, not book 6, yeah, book 6. I think what stopped me from reading book 6 is because it centers around Kale, and I don't care much about him. So let me know if I'm wrong, but if I'm not mistaken, I believe it was centered more so around Kale, and I'm not really here for him. Like, he was good to the story, but like, I don't really care. And book 7 ended, so you know. But we're going to attempt to finish this series this year. Fingers crossed, because I know that Sarah J. Maas is also working on a new series, and then hopefully the other portion of ACOTAR will come out. The next like trilogy to the series will come out, hopefully. But yeah, that is it for this haul, you guys. Lots of books combining part 1 and part 2. Now I just have to stick them on a bookshelf, which is gonna be crazy to try and do that, because most of these books have to fit on this, because this is like my 5-star shelf. So I have to figure out how I'm gonna organize this, because I have a few books on this shelf that need to go over there, so we'll figure that out. But thank you guys for watching, liking, and subscribing. If you are not subscribed, subscribe to the channel, and if you are subscribed, click the bell to stay notified, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!